Good morning from Shanghai. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new in this channel, my name is Jasur. I am the founder and legal representative of a company called JR and Firm. This is our company's channel. So on a daily basis, we try to make videos on doing business in China, Hong Kong, and neighboring countries, and sometimes the US. We are a corporate consultancy with a lot of corporate services, starting from company formation, liquidation, special licenses, agreements in Chinese and English. And we have legal services here in China. If you would like to have legal representation for dispute resolution, for example, you want to sue local companies or you want to do due diligence, you can contact us. You can actually see the full list of services on our website. You can see it on the screen. Please feel free to contact us if you're interested. Now, getting back to the topic, we get a lot of questions actually from students, international students studying in China. Most common type of question is, I am an international student. Can I start a company in China? The answer to this question is yes, you can. However, once you register the company, running it is considered illegal. It's because, obviously you might wonder why then they let us start, if it's illegal. Actually, we're talking about two departments. One is company registrar and another one is the immigration office. So they are linked, but not like, linked 100%, because company registrar, they take care of the company registration process. So when you approach them, by law, by Chinese policy, by Chinese laws, current laws, anyone with a visa or without a visa, actually, you just have to present your passport, that's all. But obviously, if you're inside China, then you will have a visa sticker on your passport anyway. So anyone with a legal passport, legally residing or legally visiting China can start a company. Anybody. That includes students as well. So there is no restriction from the company registrar perspective. They can take your application, they can register the company, you can get the license. Once you get it, then you obviously start running the company. And then when you approach the immigration office with your application, for example, in the future for work permit that is sponsored by the same company, then the immigration obviously will say that, well, you're a student under Chinese laws. If you have an international student, visa, then you cannot generate income here. That is illegal. So you see, this actually you cannot expect the company registrar to handle it, because these are two separate, departments we're talking about. It's the job of the immigration to make sure people follow the visa regulations, right? So therefore, because of this, potential problem, right? We don't recommend international students register a company here under their name or take a position in any company, even if they're not getting paid. Yeah. Previously, that was fine. Don't take me wrong. Like 4 years ago, approximately before the pandemic, 4 or 5 years ago, that was fine. We have seen a lot of cases where students simultaneously, studying and at the same time having companies and, director of the company. That was fine. Probably the immigration office did not enforce the policies, was not strict before the pandemic. But now that's not the case. But now we are seeing a lot of cases actually. The immigration questioning this. They're saying that, well, you're a student here, you are not allowed to generate income. If you are a company director, then we consider it as illegal work. So we go back to the earlier point now. What is the solution? If you're a student and you desperately want to start a business in China, then as I mentioned before, there are a number of solutions. One is register your company in the neighboring jurisdiction, which is Hong Kong, Special Administrative Region of China. So Hong Kong is a separate jurisdiction. You start a company in Hong Kong, you open a bank account, we can help you with the whole process. Open a bank account from distance. You don't have to go to Hong Kong. You don't have to go to a bank to meet the bank manager in order to open a bank account. Everything A to Z is done from distance, because that's how developed the system is. Hong Kong eliminated many steps of the bureaucracy. Nowadays, actually, they're not issuing printed licenses. It's all digital, paperless. So all the bureaucracy is eliminated. Everything is done remotely. And once you register the company, you are physically located in China. You don't have to worry about Hong Kong company affecting your visa status here. And you can take advantage of the fact that you're physically here. So let's assume, for explanation purposes, you register this sourcing company in Hong Kong and we open a bank account for you remotely. Company is active now. You don't need a physical office in Hong Kong, by the way. So you're physically in China. Now you can start sourcing products for your clients in China. You can contact, on weekends, for example, you can contact Alibaba suppliers. You can visit some factories. You can visit this consumer market here in Yiwu. You can visit Guangzhou markets, etc., etc. All under the name of your Hong Kong company. Your payments will be received in Hong Kong bank account. It's not going to affect Chinese tax system or your tax in China. It's not going to affect your status in China at all, because Hong Kong, legally speaking, it's a foreign country. Legally speaking, it's one country, two systems, right? Still, from purely legal perspective, Hong Kong legislation, Hong Kong jurisdiction is separate from China. So therefore, two don't mix, okay? From legal perspective, from visa perspective, from taxation perspective, they don't mix. So you don't have to worry about being blamed by the immigration on this potential illegal work thing, okay? Which happens if you register a company in mainland China under your name. So, and also I want to talk about the advantages of a Hong Kong company over a Chinese company. As I mentioned, to register a company in Hong Kong, you don't have to have a physical office. That's number one. Number two, there's no financial commitment. Like in Chinese company, there is something called registered capital. According to new policy, registered capital must be injected within 5 years of registration. In Hong Kong, this doesn't exist. Hong Kong licenses, company license, it's given for 1 year, and every year you renew it. It's not very expensive, very cheap actually. If you can contact us, we're going to give you the full list of prices there, but it's quite affordable. So, and then there is no registered capital or paid up capital. So zero, $1 actually, $1 Hong Kong dollar. It doesn't have to be injected. And another advantage is everything is done remotely, like I mentioned. You don't have to go to Hong Kong. You don't have to meet the officials. You don't have to actually physically sign anything. Everything is digitally signed. If anything, you just sign digitally. Okay. Actually, during the company registration process, you don't have to sign anything. It's just an application. So which we do on your behalf. And only for the bank, you have to sign a few papers and provide some papers, like for example, proof of address and a copy of the passport, etc. But it's all remotely. You don't have to go to Hong Kong. Another advantage of a Hong Kong company is obviously the tax. In Hong Kong, there is one very straightforward rule, which all the income derived from outside of Hong Kong is not subject to Hong Kong corporate taxes. Imagine, again, your sourcing company in Hong Kong receives payment from Nigeria, for example. And that income is coming from outside of Hong Kong. It's a fact. So therefore, it's not subject to Hong Kong corporate taxes. If, however, in contrast, if you receive payment from within Hong Kong, then that income is subject to Hong Kong corporate tax, which is 15.5%. That's the difference. So of course, being in international like sourcing company, most likely you will try to get clients from outside of Hong Kong, because obviously, there are cases, of course, the company selling locally to Hong Kong client, but it's a rare case, to be honest with you. So most of the time, companies, clients, they are located outside of Hong Kong. And especially for sourcing businesses, sourcing, trading, import and export. There are some like a restaurant business, cafe business that you can open in Hong Kong, but that's a separate scenario, separate topic. You can, start that kind of business to address the local market. But for this kind of, international trading, import and export, sourcing business, clients mostly come from outside of China, outside of Hong Kong. So therefore, most of your payments will be, will not be taxed actually in Hong Kong. So that means, whatever income you receive, that's 100% yours. And taking money outside of Hong Kong is also very easy. With the help, with the bank that we open for your Hong Kong company, you will be able to transfer funds to your personal account in your home country. For example, if you have a Visa card linked to your bank in your home country, then you can have that Visa card here in China. Then once the funds go to your bank account in your home country, you can easily use or have access to those funds through the Visa card. There are multiple ways, actually. You don't have to really worry about that. We're going to guide you through it. And also another advantage is Hong Kong company registration whole process, including the bank account, takes around 10 days, not more than 10 days. Also, another advantage that we have to mention is, especially for foreign students, Hong Kong company can be a great learning point, because most of the students contact us, most likely they don't have practical experience. And of course, some of them come with great ambitions, etc. But, for them, to be honest, starting a Chinese company straight away is a bit risky, because first of all, a lot of cost. Second, there's a financial commitment. And we don't really recommend that if you don't have background in business, okay? Because you end up spending a lot of money, you end up wasting a lot of money and time if you don't know what you're doing. But with a Hong Kong company, you have this opportunity. It's a low cost, low maintenance company. You have this opportunity to learn as you go. Okay. Under the name of this company, you deal with your clients, you learn how to issue invoices, you learn how to draft contracts, you learn how to contact with the suppliers, deal with them, negotiate with them, receive payments, etc. You work with the freight forwarding companies to send your goods, etc. So this is a great learning point, guys. You can really, you can start with this and then gradually develop this. By the time you approach the graduation of your from your university, then you can use the same Hong Kong company as the parent company to start your Chinese company. Because there's an advantage, I talked about this many times. If you have your Hong Kong company as a parent company and then create a subsidiary of the same company later on in China, then there's a relationship now between these two companies. So Chinese company, being a child company of the Hong Kong company, can send funds back to Hong Kong. So there's like, a relationship. So it can send some funds back to the parent company, which is, a great advantage. Later on, you can take that money elsewhere to your home country, etc. In contrast, you can compare this, like if you don't have a parent company in Hong Kong, then sending funds directly to your home country using your Chinese company is going to be a bit difficult, to be honest. So here we go, guys. To summarize, for international students, I recommend start with a Hong Kong company. Don't rush, especially if you are not graduating anytime soon. Because there are many questions from these international students saying, I am in the first year, I am in the second year of my education in China. So you have a few years ahead of you, and registering a Chinese company will potentially put your visa status at risk in China, because international student visa cannot generate income, cannot have actually a company. Okay, so therefore start with Hong Kong, learn, build the business, build the brand. Later on, we're going to help you with China company setup. All right. So with that, I'm going to finish this video. On the screen, you always see the contact details, email. You can book an appointment with me if you would like to talk one-on-one and discuss your business situation. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.